Greetings, Ron Smalek here, back with the normal episodes of Color of Infinity. This is where I'm building the custom adventure map in survival mode. This is not the alpha. The alpha test is done that Arija helped me to do. And so that was actually saved. That was actually a copy of the save. Since I wasn't doing any editing, it was nothing I was changing in the world. I was able to reset the map afterward. So just want to let you guys know there won't be, well, there will be the normal spoilers of me building the world, but there won't be any more spoilers based on seeing the story at this point. So you are perfectly safe to come back and continue watching me play this series. In fact, today I've got some important stuff to work on as soon as I can sleep here. And I've got some stuff to talk about. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be working on adding a green screen backdrop to the claw set. And I think in order to do that, I'm going to probably need to go and get more bone. And let's see if there's anything else in these chests that I need. Not immediately, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go do some gathering. So I'm so excited to do this because I think this set here is really going to turn out nice. I think it already has turned out nice. What I need to do is I need to look from the perspective of where the camera is going to be, which one of the cameras is going to be right here. That means the lens will be right here. Okay, so I can't... Okay, so I can start the green screen. I can start the green screen right about here. And what I was thinking of doing, I was trying to decide if I want to have the green screen all the way down here to the ground, or if I want to start the green screen right up here, just to save myself on some blocks. And I think I'm going to start it. Yeah, in fact, I'm definitely going to start it up higher. And the way that I'm going to do this, whoa, I almost just made 47 buttons. That would not be good. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to put fence sort of as a frame for the green screen. So it is kind of like, it's kind of going to be holding it up, if you will. And I actually I do want to start it right here. So I'm going to break this. And I'm going to... Oh, why did that just happen? That was weird. Okay. Whoa. Why is it letting me place a fence before I jump? I wasn't expecting that. Okay, green screen needs to basically go up one more. I think possibly to here. Possibly to here. I'm going to have to check this. Okay. And now, is that? Oh, it's not. Okay, so this green block here is in the wrong spot. Hope I don't lose that block. I also hope I don't fall and die. That would be pretty embarrassing. But I'm just going to do the greens. I was thinking, should I do the green screen as a curve? Or should I just do it as a flat plane? I think I need to go 2 more. Yep. And then here will be another green screen fence. Now, why did it... Whoa. Okay, that was interesting. I almost died twice. So I think right here is the green screen block. Ah, what is it doing? It's really strange. And that's it for my ladders. I mean, for my fences. But let's go down here and take a look. Let's take a look at how that's going to frame itself out. It's going to either need to be higher, or it's going to need to be. I'm going to lose that green block if I don't shuggle up there and get it right now. So let's do that. Every block counts. No block left behind, ladies and gentlemen. And I need to do this anyway, so that's fine. Potato. Might as well go across like this. This is actually the stupidest way to build a vertical structure. But I'm all right with that. Okay, I don't think I'll die if I do this. So from the camera's perspective, when it pans up to look at the chica, yeah, that green screen is either going to need to go quite a bit higher, because I don't want to see the blue of the sky, or I'm going to need to make it go across the top. I don't really like either of those options. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't really like either of those options. And there's the level that I want the green screen to be at. So what am I doing? All I need to do is this. All I need is this. All I need is this. This is not right. Do I have my shears? I don't have my shears. So this will have to be a temporary path, which technically should be made out of some other block, and also should be like this. So some of the stuff I wanted to talk about, I wanted to thank Arija, who was an absolutely excellent alpha tester. He was able to play the map and experience it without a lot of preconceptions of what was supposed to be in the map, what the map was about. And so I got some really honest to goodness feedback. Honest to goodness and goodness feedback. I have a list of somewhere around like 16, 17 things that I'm considering to fix, or I guess I should say to change about the map. I don't know that I would call them fixes per se, because, well, yeah, no, nothing was broken. I don't think anything was broken, but there were a couple things that I think I could do better. Oh God, look at that. Highlighting certain aspects of the build. Well, I guess I should say of the story a little bit better than how they came across. Re-looking at some of the food that is in the map. Things like that. Just basic things to change. And I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to go ahead and make those changes just yet. The reason just being I have a pretty long list of stuff I still want to build, even though I'm in, what I keep thinking of as one of the last areas. But there's still quite a bit to do. So we'll have to see exactly how much change I'm gonna put in and when. I think for certain I will hold off making some of the changes in the earlier areas until I head back in that direction. Boy, I do not have any wood, and I do not have any cobble. I thought I had a whole bunch of cooked stone that I was getting ready to put into the floor, but I must not. And, oh, hold on one second. There we go. I had to enable the durability. So I've got 11 hits left on the pick. Sun is going down. That means I'm going to be going and doing some mining and some tree chopping, which is not always, doesn't always make for the best video. So I need to decide if I'm going to talk. You know what? I'm just going to talk to you while I gather. That's what I feel like doing right now. That's what I'm going to do. Because I got some stuff to talk about. I'm going to be appearing on a podcast. It is recording live on Saturday, August 23rd. It's the Limited Engagement Podcast. It is a group of 4 guys, Moshe, Annie Wanners, which I always get confused when I hear the guys say his name. It sounds like they're saying Andy Waters, but it's almost, to me, it looks like Neoners. But anyway, Max Sizes and Nick Flame. These guys are pretty cool. They basically, and I hope I'm not underselling them, although I certainly will. They basically grew as map makers out of the PvP map scene, and they and minigame map scene, Race for Wool, that sort of thing. But they're really good, and they play. The important thing for you to know is that they play a lot of custom maps, adventure maps, puzzle maps, all kinds of maps. They are not. They've not limited themselves to PvP maps, and that can be something kind of easy to overlook or forget when you look at these guys, and you might say, well, I've never heard of them. They haven't made a jGazMom or a Vladimir adventure or a COTS Blame the Controller Broken Buttons adventure. And sometimes we adventure map makers forget that there are a lot of other kind of good maps out there. They're no Vexes, but they've played a lot of CTMs. And they are also, some of them are actually like game designers in real life, to some degree, I think. And they know what makes a good game. So like when I listen to their podcast, they do a couple things. I should mention that first. They review the newest maps that are out there on the forums. Oh, I should have brought my shears as is. They do a weekly custom map challenge, and they talk about the mapping process. They talk about how to find maps. So this podcast is very much for map makers and map players. And the way that they talk about maps is very similar to how I feel I do reviews. They look for gameplay and mechanics, not just the glitzy visual effects. They certainly appreciate those as well. They love going, or some of them love going in and looking at the redstone and the command blocks and how to make maps more efficient. But they also appreciate unique concepts. They're not big into tropes. So as I listen to their last 9 episodes, I really found the topics that they were including in the podcast are some of the things that I've been vlogging about for the past 3 years, 4 years almost, in the Minecraft mapping scene. And so I'm going to be a guest on their podcast. It records on a live stream on Saturday, August 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's on Moshe's Twitter. That's, Twitch, twitch.tv/LEMOESH. Mickey Mouse. So I'm going to be on there. and we're going to talk about maps, and we're going to talk about some other stuff. I can't wait. It's a really nice and fun thing to do. Some of you who know me know that I've just always had this fascination with podcasts. I listen to a ton of them, and I've wanted to do another podcast for quite a long time myself. Um, in general, the map making community is a smaller audience than you might find for other podcasts or the Minecraft topic in general. Um, but I guarantee if you've ever played a custom map or watched a YouTube video about people playing custom maps, then this podcast is really for you. It's not just for the map makers. And we're going to be live streaming, and then that will also be available on their website, limitedengagement.net. The podcast will go on iTunes, called Limited Engagement. They also have a weekly newsletter where they do an editorial about the map making scene, and they also put some map reviews in there. Um, and this is the kind of place that for quite a while I've been thinking I would like to move my. I almost went and killed that pig, but there's no reason to do that right now. I've been wanting to move my map making, or sorry, my map reviews from the Minecraft forum to my own site, or to a podcast, or a newsletter, or a Tumblr blog, or something. I don't know, something that lends itself more to how players can find good maps and get feedback. The forum is a great place if you want someone to just randomly search and download your map. Um, I'm putting a big giant asterisk next to everything I just said about the forum, but I've been thinking that I need a different outlet, that my reviews, over 620 reviews, have really outgrown the forum thread. I would still post, and I have not confirmed or made up my mind on this or talked to these guys about anything of this nature, but if I were to basically feature my map reviews on a weekly podcast, maybe do the reviews and then send them a segment every week, or ask for a little place on their website, I would still post in the map makers forum thread so they can get all their direct feedback and get a little bump from my just from my reply. That bumps a thread up to the front page. Whether or not I bring any downloads to them through my review or not, they still get a nice little bump of visibility to the community. And so I feel like in some small way I'm doing my part. I'll continue to do that, but I guess what I'm saying, sort of transitioning from the limit engagement topic, is I do feel like my reviews are now too big for that forum space, and I want to kind of change up how I edit them as well, how I edit that post as well, and I think it may be time for my own site. For the longest time, Fellonius the Wizard has had his own web page for his reviews. I'm putting a no comment next to that statement because sometimes when I draw attention to his page, he takes it down for a while, which seems to be opposite of the purpose of having a web page about map reviews. But it's fine. It's fine. He has his reasons, and I love the guy. So I'm going to be on that podcast. I'm very excited about it, and I hope you will join us or listen afterwards. Again, just to kind of hear what I have to talk about, and we'll have some fun. The guys like to joke around, and that is a huge requirement, I guess, is what I mean to say. It's a huge part of what I do when I play maps with jGazMom or when I play maps with QMagnet or any of my other friends. I'm there to have fun, and having a group of guys who can talk about similar interests is fun. So I encourage you to check out Limited Engagement. The other thing I wanted to do at this point in the map making, I wanted to check out the stats. And so I don't know visually how interesting this will be. But let me get in here to a relatively safe place. And I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to go into my statistics. According to my statistics, I have been playing this map for 3.06 days. That is, what, 72, I don't know, 70 something hours? Now, let me go and check something. Okay, in my personal spreadsheet log that I just pulled up, I actually have been keeping track of all the number of hours, and I've got 120 hours. Now, you can take away an hour and a half of that because I played that, or I followed Elijah around in the alpha world. So call it 119 hours that I've logged. It's interesting that the game is only logging 3 days. I feel like this should be something like 4 point something, but that's interesting. Let's see. I'm not super interested in distances traveled. At this point, I've walked almost twice as far as I've ridden my horse. That's kind of interesting to me. Let's see. The damage numbers are interesting, but I can't really tell how that compares to a normal survival world that's gone on for 140 episodes. Number of deaths, 8. I feel like that's pretty good. I unfortunately had some of them in close proximity to each other, but I've gone quite a long stretches without dying at all. And then I die a couple times in quick succession. 1,300 mob kills. I've bred 27 animals. 0 fish caught. That's, to me, kind of interesting. Here's what I really wanted to look at. I've mined almost 10,000 stone blocks and crafted, I guess this would be probably smelted, 677. 4,000 wood planks. This is some of the stuff I wanted to look at. Maybe times used. Is that how many blocks I've placed? A lot more glass than I thought. 820 crafted glass, 511 used. I bet you most of that's all on the claw. Still pretty low on note blocks, rails, pistons, wool. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised it's only 460, 695. Lots of slabs. Almost called them half slabs. A little bit of TNT. A little bit of obsidian. Let's see. Redstone ore. Nope. A little bit of snow. This is all in the Hoth area. About 275 blocks or so. 90 pumpkins used. So that's probably means I've got a little bit less than that NPCs, individual NPCs. Let's see. Very low on glowstone. I haven't used glowstone for a lot of lighting. Haven't found mushroom biome. According to jGazMom, it's pretty far away. 23 pumpkins. This is all, well, for the most part, 90% of these are in the claw that I just built. Did I use vines anywhere? I can't remember using vines. It says I've used 8 vines. 3 enchanting. Okay, I've enchanted only 3 times? Wow. That's pretty amazing. That's one thing I think I need to do better at in survival is I should be maxing out my gear just for safety's sake. Let's see, 24 hoppers. Actually, these block counts are way lower than I thought. I think I've mined 2,508 hardened clay. I don't know. Oh no, that's plus 1,000 stained clay. This must be all of the stained clay colors together. I've placed about 2,310 blocks of stained clay. That's actually what I was most interested in. I've gone through, okay, I've crafted 10 iron shovels, 44 iron picks, 26 bows, let's see, only 11 iron swords, a bunch of stone, but not, 86 doesn't seem that high for picks, honestly. 34 loaves of bread. I've gone through about 4 sets of iron armor, basically. Only one diamond helmet. Doesn't look like I've crafted any other diamond armor. That's crazy, right? 11 golden apples. Those mostly went into horses' mouths. 1 clock. 9 beds. Let's see, what else do we got here? 24 books. That feels low for sure. 40 item frames feels low. So you can kind of see, like, I have not really used that many blocks in this map. And it's still taking me a lot of hours to get this done. 80 creepers, 334 skeletons, 386 zombies. So the number of skeletons to zombies is relatively close. 1 cave spider, 3 blazes, 40 magma cubes. Oh, 10 witches, 22 pigs, 63 chickens. I'm very sorry, map. Cows. I've killed more cows than anything else. So I don't know. I find numbers to be fascinating. And if you put these numbers in perspective with what you've done in your maps, or just in your survival world, don't even worry about mapping. I feel like those are some pretty impressive numbers. And I'm really curious, if you open the survival world that you played the most in, doesn't matter if it's affiliated with a map or not. I'm curious what kind of numbers you have in terms of what block have you used the most, what mob have you killed the most, and what items have you crafted the most. I'm just kind of curious what your stats tell you about your game compared to what you just saw on mine. Okay, 1.8 is just about here. The pre-release is out, or the first pre-release is out today. I'm not really interested in upgrading to 1.8 just yet. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let 1.8 come out, and I'm going to get this map to a point where it's pretty much done, and then I'll go ahead and go into 1.8, and I will do a run through and determine what decorative blocks from 1.8 I want to merge into this. It's going to be very difficult for me to do things like get access to a what do you call it? Not a desert biome. A sea temple, because I've already spawned so much of this map. I'm doing this so inefficiently, it's not even funny. I've already spawned so much of this map, I'll have to A, find an ocean, and B, go far enough in the seed that there is a sea temple. But I am curious if anyone out there has not started or is not playing this vanilla challenge right now, if they would be interested in finding out where is there a sea temple? What's the closest sea temple to spawn when the seed is vanilla with a capital V, small A-N-I-L-L-A, and just curious how far away it is, if it's even within the realm of being worth me going and fishing it out, shall we say. Not saying that I will do it, and don't bother giving me coordinates, because I don't use coordinates. Just one of the self-imposed goofy rules that I made. That still makes me giggle, by the way. It looks like I am going to need a heck of a lot more green, lime green, oh my gosh, I can't even talk this morning. Lime green wool. So, how am I going to go about doing this? Well, I have a way to get the sheep easily enough. That's not an issue. The issue is really more of, and getting the cactus is fine. I've got a supply of cactus, or I could very easily do a cactus farm, which I don't think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to make an automated cactus farm, although I could really make one pretty easily with hoppers now. And I also feel like this needs to have a bottom row. Well, I don't really want to use birch though. It needs something along the bottom holding this up. And I don't necessarily want to do that. I don't really care for the look of it all that much. Also, Minecon officially not happening in 2014. It's something I've been checking pretty much every day since the end of June to see if they've made any announcement. I had a feeling that there wouldn't be a Minecon this year. And I actually had that feeling, I think, back in January. jGazMom and I actually made a bet that there would. He thought there would definitely be one. I said I didn't think there would be one. I don't think it's for the reasons that they have publicly announced, so I'm not going to comment too much on that right now. I don't have any insider information of any kind. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. So it's not happening. It's going to be in the spring sometime. They are hoping it's going to be in London, but even that did not sound final the way that it was announced by VooBoy. So I think I'm going to guess. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's going to be late spring, like May, possibly even get delayed till summer. It's just my gut feeling, and maybe at some point I'll tell you why I think that is. And which means then there won't be a Minecon in the United States, or I guess I should say in North America again, probably until 2016. And in fact, I will go out on a limb and I will say I have a feeling that it will not be Minecon as we knew it in 2011 and as we knew it in 2012 and 2013. I think there are going to be some significant changes to what Minecon is and means. And maybe I'll save that topic for another series or another day. If Mojang puts out any more details or news, maybe I'll talk about it. Otherwise, I won't. And I actually have a couple more topics, but I really think this next part's going to be boring. My videos are going to be coming out probably... Well, every time I say less frequency, I end up getting enough content for one a day. All I guess I will say is that I am recording this one the day before I put it out, so I've run out of my stockpile of videos. But I do have a lot of stuff to do, and I am going to be doing more recording, but more editing. So not necessarily subjecting you to see every moment unless I have something really interesting to say, I will well, actually I can't even say that I will be showing you all of the moments of what gets built, because I may not. I may fast forward to to the uh, the end result, because I got some favorable reactions to the sort of time-lapse editing that I did for the claw. I won't use that technique on all of my builds, but I'll try to keep it mixed up. So anyway, this was a talky episode and a gathery episode. I've got some stuff I'm going to do off camera, or off. I will probably not edit this part here. I will film it, and if anything interesting happens, I will edit it. Otherwise, I think what I'm going to talk about in the next videos are a resurgence in me playing maps lately, and what I'm seeing, or some notable map makers that have come to my attention lately, and possibly maybe some thoughts on map making, maps in general. Although 1.8, I fully expect I'm going to be playing a ton of high concept, or maybe not high concept, but maps with a lot of special effects in them. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I think it also makes me glad that this map is not going to have a ton of redstone and a ton of special effects to kind of counter and bring things back to a very core level. So that's it for this episode, and I will talk to you later. Thank you again so much for all of your support, comments, etc. I don't get a lot of new people just coming into the series so late in the game, but if any of you are new, please consider just leaving a quick little comment just to let me know you're there and if you're enjoying this, because I have some very good friends who I know are enjoying it. Oh, there's actually my alarm that I've got to make a phone call this morning. So that will be the signal of the end for this episode. See ya.